Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben, your go-to podcast for all things green and growing. I'm Ben, your allotment guide, and here to help you cultivate your garden and your passion for plants. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just starting out, this podcast is for you. Each episode will dig into tips, tricks and techniques to make your garden and allotment thrive. From planting, sowing and growing, we will share all the tips and advice. We will also have regular episodes talking about what we have been up to on the allotment. So sit back, grab a brew and enjoy today's episode. Hey everyone and welcome back to Gardening with Ben for another brand new episode. Well, it's currently the weekend, it's Sunday morning. And we have been down to the allotment yesterday. Did I do any work? Yes, I did. I did absolutely loads down there. I can just hear the ice cream van in the background. It's a bit cold for ice cream. But we have been so busy down there at the allotment today. It was an absolute gorgeous day today. Cold, very cold, but it was a sunny day and we got absolutely loads of stuff done down there. So what did we get done today? Well, we fed Mrs. Pussycat. She was at the allotment waiting for me as soon as I got there. So I went and fed her. She's looking well, looking healthy. And yeah, she pops to see me every time we go down to the allotment. And then we fed the birds. We filled the bird feeders up. That is, we've done the main things, feeding all the wildlife down there. It costs a fortune looking after all the wildlife. But we've fed them all and they will be happy that there's some food around because it was frosty this morning. It was icy. So the birds will be struggling to get the worms out of the ground. So hopefully we can keep them coming down to the allotment, eating all the insects and eating all the bird seed as well. So we did that. And then one of my main jobs, what I wanted to get done today, was sort out around my strawberry beds. My strawberry beds are the pride and joy of my allotment. If I could have strawberries all over my plot, I certainly would do. That is one thing that I would get done. So we've been tidying up around all the paths, sorting out some of the old planters what were around, clearing all that up, sweeping all the paths down. We can actually get round the strawberry beds now, which is a lot better. We don't have to clamber over any pots and plant pots and anything like that. We've got it all tidy, so that is one job done. And I've also been tying back my blackberry canes because they've grown absolutely wild this year, all over the place. And yeah, I grow them down the side of my plot, which is perfect. They can trail along my fence and everything like that, but I have to tie them back to the fence because their little runners shoot out everywhere. So we've been tying all them back and sorting them all out and making sure that they're on my side of the plot. Because I always say to my neighbour, if they're on your side, help yourself to them. But yeah, I'm tying them to my side of the plot and making sure that they grow on my side because they're absolutely gorgeous. They're thornless blackberries, but they get absolutely loads of blackberries on them. And they're massive. They're a lot bigger than the standard blackberry. So I'm really happy with this thornless variety that I purchased. And the varieties that I purchased, I think they were from Morrison's Garden Centre that I originally bought these from. And they're doing absolutely fantastic. So we've got all them growing down the side of the plot and they do brilliant. And obviously we've been trimming back any old blackberry canes off them. Where there's signs of old blackberries, what we're on them from, like the little shoots what are coming off them. We've snipped all them back, tidied them all up. And they're all looking pretty good. We've also been doing a bit of tidying up. We've always got tidying up down at the allotment to do. I'm a messy gardener. I've always admitted that. But yeah, we've been tidying up and clearing away. And one thing I've not had to do today, I've not had to do any weeding because I've weeded all my beds now. They all are pretty empty and they're all just sat there waiting to be planted, ready for next year. And hopefully we're going to get a lot of stuff growing. And if you listen to yesterday's podcast, I was talking about all the poppy seeds that I've got what I've purchased, what I'm going to try for next year. I'm also going to try different varieties of geraniums, and I'm also going to try different varieties of sweet peas, possibly, and possibly sunflowers as well. So hopefully we're going to attract lots and lots of bees to the allotment, and hopefully a lot of fragrance as well, because the sweet peas will smell absolutely amazing. We've obviously got some sweet peas growing. We sowed all them last year, this year, around October time, and they're still alive in the shed. I had a check on them today. They're looking healthy. They're still alive. The cold's not killed them, because, like I say, my greenhouse isn't heated. So I'm fingers crossing that they stay alive, ready for next year. We've started them off early because they say that it makes them stronger, and we've trimmed them back so that they bush out. The flowers might not possibly be as big, but they'll get more flowers on them. So hopefully this works, as I've not grown them from this time of the year before. Usually I plant them around March, April time, and sometimes they struggle when you plant them out. They're not hardened off enough, and they seem to struggle, and a lot die and stuff like that. So I'm starting them off now, ready for next year to hopefully have a successful sweet pea harvest. And if all these sweet peas grow, it's going to look absolutely phenomenal on my allotment. I've got absolutely loads in my shed growing. My geraniums are still alive in the shed as well. They're doing well. We dug all them up out of the ground and we put them in the greenhouse to keep them alive in the greenhouse over the winter, because that's what you can do. If you've got geraniums, dig them up, move them into a greenhouse, move them out of the cold, and you may be able to keep them alive throughout winter, and then plant them out again next springtime once the frost is gone. Because if you leave them outside, the frost will kill them, and yeah, you'll have to buy new ones next year. So we're just trying to save a bit of money and keep them alive. But like I said, I'm hopefully going to grow some geraniums myself next year. I've grown them from seed before, and they did absolutely fantastic. We had amazing results from them. First time I ever grew them, and we managed to grow some from seed, and they took a bit longer to get to flowering stage, but they did flower eventually, and they looked absolutely amazing. So if you want to save some money, try growing some geraniums from seed yourself next year. Obviously, if you start them off early, if you've got a warm greenhouse, you will get flowers on them pretty earlier than like I did towards middle end of summer. So hopefully we'll have lots of flowers next year. But yeah, I'm just getting excited now for stuff to grow, and I may look at growing some different varieties of cucumbers as well. We have such a good success of growing our cucumbers outdoors last year. My Market More variety, I planted them all outside. I got loads of spare plants, and I thought I'm not wasting money on spending it on loads of compost to put them in pots in my polytunnel where they'll just dry out and die. I'll just plant them outside and see how they go. And to say it wasn't a very nice summer, they did absolutely amazing. It must have been a perfect season for them, because we got absolutely loads of them. So I might look at different varieties to grow next year. There's like a lemon variety and an apple variety as well. So I might look at trying to grow them, seeing how we get on with them. But yeah, I'm hoping for a great big harvest next year. Like I say, I'm working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday now, so I don't get a chance to go down in the week like I used to. I used to work 4 on, 4 off, so I used to spend 4 days down at the allotment at a time. So hopefully we can still get a good harvest on 2 days a week. Like, I don't live too far away from my plot, so in the summer months I will pop down at night down to the allotment just to check on it, give it a water, and see how it is. So hopefully, I'm thinking that we're going to do well next year. We've got a good start on it. All my plots cleared. It's all tidy. We're going to now start working on inside our shed pretty soon, getting all that ready for next year. And yeah, I've got a lot of faith in how well we're going to do next year, and I hope you do too. And like I always say, start off early, get your garden ready, get your allotment ready for the season ahead. Like, I could just sit back now and relax until March time, because I don't need to particularly do much down there. But I'm finding little jobs to do and getting it all ready, because I cracked on after the season and I cleared it all. I got it all tidied. I dug up all the old plants, cleared them all away, and got it all ready. So I don't have to do anything throughout the winter period if I don't want to. But I'm going to keep on going down because I need to keep creating content for all you guys. And I need something to talk about while I'm down at the allotment. So yeah, I hope that you're all enjoying these podcasts. They have been coming on every single day. And if you've got any friends that like gardening or allotmenting, make sure you share them the link to my podcast because we're getting more and more people listen every single day. I want it to be really successful next year. I want it to really take off. Like, we're getting over 100 people listen every single day at the moment, which is phenomenal for a person that's not a professional gardener. I just talk about what I'm getting up to in my garden and sharing my tips and advice with you all. And I think that's absolutely brilliant. But shall we see if we can get 200 people listening a day? That'd be phenomenal. And yeah, everything I make from these podcasts goes back towards my allotment. And you know how much seeds cost. Some cost quite a bit of money. So it all goes towards seeds and compost and keeping you all entertained and enjoying this podcast. So until next time, everyone, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow with our episode talking about what we've been up to on the plot today. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Until next time, everyone, I'll see you all later. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Gardening with Ben. I hope you have found some useful tips and inspiration for your own gardening and allotment journey. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss a new episode. And if you have a moment, I'd love for you to leave a review and share the podcast with fellow gardening enthusiasts. Your support helps us grow this community and continue bringing you great content. You can also follow us on social media on every platform called Gardening with Ben for daily gardening tips and updates. Happy gardening, and until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben.